Hi guys, Freddie B here. Welcome to the playoff picture and Freddie B's pathetic picks for the first week of the 2021 season in 2022. The playoff picture, the wild card games this weekend here, January 15th, whatever, 2022. It's Freddie B's pathetic picks for the National Football League. So, I am not in love with any one of these teams at all that I'm picking, except for maybe one I like, which is the Buccaneers. Other than that, I will continue to say what I've said throughout the year regarding some of these teams. The first game is the Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders, against the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay? As you know, if you've watched any of my stuff, you know I don't like the Raiders. I think what they did to John Gruden is ridiculous, even though I don't like John Gruden. I think John Gruden got screwed this year. It's scary to think that you could hold your past against you. There is not, trust me, I could never be president. I could never be dog catcher for the things, if you want to hold things against me for what I've done in the past. You know, leave it only to politicians who can say, and who flip-flop and who change their ways to be the only ones that hold everybody accountable for whatever they said in the past. Now, I've said some off-color remarks, and I'm sure everybody who's listening to this has said off-color remarks too. What people forget to say or understand is the context in which those off-color remarks are said. If you say something that's in a joke is a joke. I think comedians should be allowed to say whatever they want. I do stand-up comedy sometimes. Not very funny, but I do. And, you know, I don't want to be held accountable for the things I say trying to get a laugh. And you know what? Sometimes you got to get a laugh at the expense of other people. But don't worry. What goes around comes around. You generally get a couple of laughs at your expense too. So, you know what? The world's not full of racists. The world's not full of misogynists. The world's not full of this, that, or the other thing. The world is full of people who sometimes say the wrong things, who don't mean it, or it's taken completely out of context. So remember that. Or go get a coloring book and a teddy bear, because you're not going to be able to live through this life. And I swear to goodness, if you're 20 years old and you're worried about what other people say, thank God you weren't around in World War II. Because to think that you would have hit the beaches of Normandy with your teddy bear and crayon because the Germans hurt your feelings, I feel really sorry for you. Anyway, let's back to football. The Raiders. The Oakland Raiders. I don't like them. Like the Bengals are actually favored in this game because they're playing in Cincinnati. They're favored by about 5 points or so. I think the over-under is about 42. Didn't watch a lot of the Bengals games this year, I can tell you. But I do like the Bengals, and I'm going to pick the Bengals. I'm going to pick them for my friend Tom. So, Tommy Mac, this pick's for you, and that's for the Bengals. Next game, probably the game of the weekend, I think. AFC East Patriots against the Buffalo Bills. Okay? And they're playing up in Buffalo. Two things I'm hoping for. A great game and snow. I hope it snows like crazy, because this is the perfect game. You've got a team from New England against a team from New York. They should be in a snow game. This should be slippery, slidey, barely be able to see it. It should be an awesome game. It's going to be a very tight game. I think the Bills are only favored because the team is split this year. The Bills are favored because they're home team, which is helpful because in Buffalo, being a home team is very, very helpful. I'm going to go with the Bills anyway because I just don't like Bill Belichick. I think Bill Belichick has proven that Tom Brady was probably the heart and soul of the Patriots team, not Bill Belichick. And Bill Belichick's a great coach, but the guy just doesn't seem to have much of a personality. I'm sure one-on-one he's a wonderful guy, but I don't get that because I don't know him personally. So what he projects out to the public is kind of this douchey type of attitude. And so, you know, tough being the boss, I know, but, you know, life goes on. To try to be nice. So anyway, I'm going with the Bills on that one. And then the scariest game of the weekend is probably going to be the Philadelphia Eagles coming down to Tampa Bay Stadium to play the Super Bowl champion, Tom Brady Buccaneers. Okay? So the Tampa Bay Bucs are about a 7-point favorite in their home stadium. If I'm betting this, I'm going, I'm taking the Bucs all the way, which I am. They are the favorite. What scares me is Philadelphia. They can sneak up on you and they can come from behind, and this is why they play the games. And while I'm picking mostly the favorites this weekend, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to win, because that's what these are called, pathetic picks. Freddie B's pathetic picks for a reason. So I'm going to go with the Bucs in this game, though. But I think it's going to be a lot closer the whole game than most people think. And I think it's going to be a nail-biter the entire game. So we will see. I'm hoping for a blowout. Don't expect it, though. Then we have the San Francisco 49ers against America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. Okay? Now, I don't know why the Cowboys haven't had to change their name yet, because what about the indigenous people that they killed? And what about all those poor cows that they rustled? So, anyway, the Dallas Cowboys are playing at home in AT&T Stadium. I mentioned this all year. I think that's the one team that every time they hit the field, they could have won the game. Now, they didn't, obviously. Excuse me. I bore myself. They didn't, obviously, but they're a pretty good team. They are a favorite. I'm going to pick Dallas. San Francisco, and Joe Montana, best thing ever happened to San Francisco. Nancy Pelosi, worst thing ever happened to San Francisco. Now it's just a shitty little city. And I mean literally, and that's a shame. So, we're going to go with Dallas on that one. All right? Steelers and the Chiefs. Don't like the Steelers. Roethlisberger's probably could be his last game. I'd like him to retire because you just don't like the guy. Patrick Mahomes, great quarterback, Super Bowl winning quarterback. Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are favorite. I'm going to take the Chiefs in that one. Pretty easy to pick that deal. Kansas City's, again, a team that has maybe lost a little bit of the shine that they've had, but for the last 3 years, they have been part of the class of the NFL, and they're definitely a team on the rise. It'll be interesting to watch them move forward. So I'm going to take the Chiefs in that game. And then finally have the Cardinals, Phoenix, I guess is where they live now, against the Los Angeles Rams, okay? Two teams that really don't know where they're supposed to be. Rams 12-5, Cardinals are 11-6. The Cardinals had a huge start and then stumbled down the stretch. The Rams played very, very good. They got a new coach, good quarterback. Everything is in their favor, and that's why I'm going with the Cardinals. It's going to be my upset. I think the Cardinals are going to go in there in a super close game, like maybe last-second field goal or something like that. But I think the Cardinals are going to take this game. And I think that's your Monday night game, 8 o'clock, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday the 17th. So it'll be a very, very interesting game to see who wins that game. I will probably not make it to the end of that game because I'll be asleep. So anyway, that's it for me on this first weekend of the playoffs, the wild card weekend. Freddie B's pathetic picks. If you like them, please share. Please share it with your friends. Subscribe if you want. I'm almost up to 10 subscribers, which is great. And I'll look forward to seeing you next week with my pathetic picks for round 2. Bye-bye now.